Hey, what's up everybody? Brian with Frugal Footprint here. I haven't done a video in a while, but no time like the present to get back at it. In this series, I'm going to be building a king-size bed frame platform with 6 drawers underneath. So a couple of years ago, we had to get a new bed and we got one of those Nectar mattresses, and it's worked out great. And we've kind of just been leaving it on the floor for 2 years. I've kept my eyes out on Facebook Marketplace and other secondhand stores to see if I can find something that works for us. So we just wanted like a solid platform with some drawers, some storage underneath, and it's really hard to find. And a lot of the things that I was able to find online that were reasonably priced just had terrible reviews. You know, people just saying they fall apart, you know, they come damaged, they're made out of this like particle chipboard that just falls apart. And you know, when you're putting $400 or $500 down, that's still not nothing. And anything where you go to a furniture store, you're gonna end up spending upwards of $1,200, maybe $2,400 or more. And so I figured, you know, why not try to design something and build it myself and see if I could make it happen. So again, like I said, in this next series of videos, I'm going to be building a king-size bed frame platform with some underneath storage. And I'm going to show you how to do it. And if you want to follow along, I do have designs available at frugalfootprint.com. So go ahead and check that out and get your copy of the design and join me on this journey of making this bed frame. All right, here we go. Step 1. If you're following along, it is page 1 of 1 of the design that you can find online at frugalfootprint.com. We're cutting out our frame. So this is the frame that sits underneath the plywood platform. So these are 2x12s. They are 8 foot long, and we're going to be cutting them down to size. So I'm using this miter saw, and you need a saw that can cut to that depth. So this one actually is on, you can see how it moves out, so when the blade comes down, it can zip through the entire thing. And a couple things, you always want to have eye protection and wear a mask. A few years back, I didn't think it was a big deal. I was framing up our basement, and you know, a few hundred 2x4 cuts later, I had all this sawdust in my nose. I got a really bad sinus infection, so wear a mask. It's really important. Yeah, so anyways, let's get down to business. So this first board is going to be cut to 6 feet and 3 inches long. This is the board that's going to be up by the headboard. Alright, board number 1 complete. We're going to go on to the next one and just follow it right down the list. So again, you can go to frugalfootprint.com and get a copy of these designs and just follow along with what I'm doing. So it's worth mentioning that a lot of these boards that are the underneath frame boards, you won't even be able to see them other than the ends, except for the footboard, the one that goes down by your feet. So what I did was, this is Douglas fir, these 2x12s, and we're in a little bit of a lumber shortage right now. The housing market is going crazy, so lumber prices are going through the roof because supply is low. Anyways, when I got to the store, I had my pick of about 8 boards, and I needed 6 of them. So some of them have kind of some cracks. They aren't like the best lumber in the world, but I luckily got one that I think is absolutely gorgeous. So take a look at this. I mean, it's just beautiful. The wood pattern, the grain, and we're going to be staining this, and I think it's just going to stand out as a really nice showpiece for the bottom of the bed, and that's the part that you see. So This cut is very important. This is the second one on the list on the design, and it is the footboard. So here we go. Beautiful, it really is. All right, so headboard and footboard done. We have these two out of the way. Next up, these two also go to 6 feet and 3 inches, and then we have some cuts that we'll be doing with the jigsaw. But for now, I'm just gonna cut them down to size with the miter saw here. Yeah, so you can see here, this is what I was talking about. The bottom, maybe foot or so of this board is just, it's completely cracked. And like I said, I did not have my pick of the best lumber due to the lumber shortage. But luckily I can just lop that part off and use the good bits. All right, so last but not least, we have these bottom two, and these are gonna be cut to 6 foot 4.5 inches. And then again, we'll do these Lincoln log type of cuts with a jigsaw next. Yeah, all right. And there we have it. See, I have here footboard, headboard, middle boards that go side to side, and then my 6 foot 4.5 board. Here's another 6 foot 4.5, and these are the ones that go head to foot on the inside. And we're done with the miter saw already. So on to the jigsaw to get these so they'll fit together like Lincoln logs. Yeah, so here we go, on to the next step. All right, so as you can see behind me here, I have one of these middle ones. They're gonna be identical, 6 foot 3 inches long, and then you can see that we're doing these cuts so that way they interlock with these ones here. So really, all we're gonna do, I'm just gonna mark these up and then cut these out with a jigsaw. It's possible that I'll need to use a chisel to get that part out and kind of clean up the edges, and then everything's gonna be sanded anyways. So this part is really important to get these cuts precise. I'm gonna do them just a hair wider and deeper because I really want it to be a nice snug fit, but I really don't want to have to be wailing on it with the mallet. Just in case I need to disassemble this frame and move it at some point in time. The idea is that it's a snug fit, so that way it doesn't teeter back and forth like this, but not so snug that, you know, if the wood swells a little bit, then, you know, it's never coming apart or anything like that. So anyways, like I said, just gonna get it marked up and then cut out those notches. So very simple markings here. Something for me to follow with the jigsaw, and yeah, let's cut it. All right, yeah, so you can see there, got those notches cut out. It's really satisfying to use the chisel when it comes out, but sometimes you cut right into a knot and it takes a couple extra whacks to get the notch out of there. So we got one more just like this, and then two more that are essentially the same, but they're in just those slightly longer boards. So I'm just gonna knock those out really quick, and then we will have our frame all cut out. And then it's just gonna require some sanding and staining, but moving right along. Alright, so that did not take long at all. You can see behind me I have, I guess if I hold it this way, you can see these boards. They're all cut out. We have them cut to size and with the interlocking notches. So this is going to be, again, the frame that goes below the platform, and then this is also going to hold the drawers that slide in and out. It's, yeah, really just the bed frame. I suppose that's why they call it that. I suppose before I end this one, I'll show you how these all interlock, just so, you know, the satisfaction, the gratification of seeing it all come together. Footboard, headboard, bed platform. Alright, so behind me there is the assembled bed frame. I haven't attached the footboard here or the headboard in the back there yet, but just wanted to show you what it looks like. And you know, you can see this is where the drawers are going to be sliding in and out here. And yeah, it didn't take all that long at all. I just checked the timestamp. I've only been at it for about an hour and 15 minutes since I started that first video, so not too shabby. Moving right along. Go ahead and hit the like button if you like what you saw. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and of course subscribe. In the next video I'm going to be cutting out the platform that sits on top of all of this, so stay tuned. We'll see you next time.